At exactly 6:15 this morning, a 71-year-old man took his last breath. He had plans for today. Maybe he was going to call an old friend, take a morning walk, or sit down with his family for breakfast. But instead, life ended just like that. Death is something we rarely think about until it's too late. We assume we have time, years, maybe decades. But what if we don't? This man's passing leaves behind many questions. But more importantly, it leaves behind lessons. Lessons that can change the way we live before it's too late. Today, we're going to explore 5 powerful truths from his life and death. Because if we don't learn from stories like his, we may one day become the story others learn from. 5 life-changing lessons from his passing. Lesson number 1. Health is the ultimate wealth. What's the one thing people wish for when they get older? It's not more money. It's not more possessions. It's health, but sadly, most only realize its importance when it's already gone. This 71-year-old man may have had plans. Maybe he wanted to travel, see his grandchildren grow up, or finally retire in peace. But did his body allow him to do those things? The biggest mistake we make is taking our bodies for granted. We eat whatever we want. We sit too much. We ignore warning signs thinking we have more time to fix things later. But for some people, later never comes. Heart attacks, strokes, diabetes. These don't wait for us to be ready. They just happen. By the time many people realize they should have taken care of themselves, it's too late. They spend their later years managing illness instead of enjoying life. Here's the truth: if you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, the time to take your health seriously is now. Not next year, not when you retire, not when you feel like it. Exercise daily, even if it's just a walk. Eat nutrient-dense foods, cut out the junk. Manage your stress. Take care of your body today so it can take care of you tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, health is the foundation for everything else. Without it, nothing else truly matters. Lesson number 2. Don't wait to fix your relationships. Before he passed, was there someone this man wanted to call? A son he hadn't spoken to in years? A best friend he lost touch with? Was there an apology left unsaid? A hug that was never given? So many people reach their later years carrying the weight of broken relationships. A fight with a sibling, a disagreement with a son or daughter. Words spoken in anger that led to years of silence. They always think they'll have time to fix it. They'll make the call next week, visit next month, say I'm sorry when the moment feels right. But then time runs out. And when death comes, it's too late. There are no second chances. No more phone calls, no more visits. No more some days, only the silence of regret. But here's the truth. You don't have to live with that regret. If there's someone in your life you love but have grown distant from, reach out. Don't wait. Don't assume they'll always be there. Send that message, pick up the phone. Say I'm sorry. Say I miss you. Say I love you. Because one day you won't have the chance anymore. Lesson number 3. What will you leave behind? Most people think legacy is about money. But true legacy is about the impact you leave behind. This 71-year-old man worked hard his entire life. He paid bills, saved for retirement, and maybe even left something behind for his children. But what if his family is sitting here today, realizing that they never truly knew him? What if his children only remember him as a man who was always too busy working, too busy worrying, too busy waiting for the right time to enjoy life? Did he teach his children something valuable? Did he pass down wisdom, kindness, and love? Did he make an impact on the people around him? Or did he simply drift through life unnoticed, forgotten, another name in the obituary? Your true legacy is not just your wealth, your home, or your possessions. It's the mark you leave on the hearts of others. Think about it. How do you want to be remembered? As someone who made people's lives better? Someone who inspired, who loved, who gave, or as someone who simply existed. Just another person who came and went, leaving no trace. The way you live today determines the story people will tell about you. When you're gone, make it a story worth telling. Lesson number 4. Prepare for the unexpected. Death is something we never want to think about. It feels distant, like something that happens to other people. Until one day it happens to us, or someone we love. Many people don't prepare for their death. Not because they don't care, but because they assume it's far away. They think I'll sort it out later, but later never comes. Did this man have a will? Did his family know his medical wishes? Or did he leave them in confusion and financial burden, unsure of how to handle his affairs? For those left behind, the pain of losing a loved one is already overwhelming. But when there are no clear instructions, no financial plan, no medical directives, it becomes even harder. It's never too early to plan for the future. Having things in order isn't about expecting the worst. It's about taking responsibility for those you love. A responsible person doesn't just live for today. They think ahead. They make sure their spouse, their children, and their loved ones won't suffer unnecessary hardships. Because when the unexpected happens, and it will, your preparation can mean the difference between chaos and peace. Lesson number 5 live today. Not tomorrow. Time doesn't wait for anyone. One day you're young and full of dreams. The next, you're looking back, wondering where all the years went. This man had dreams. Maybe he wanted to learn a new skill, travel, or reconnect with old friends. Maybe he always thought, I'll do it next year. But did he? Or did he keep waiting for the right time? A time that never came. The most heartbreaking truth is that most people die with unfulfilled dreams. Not because they lack time, but because they assumed there would always be more of it. They always thought there would be a someday, but someday never came. We wait. We tell ourselves we'll be happy when we retire, when the kids grow up, when the economy improves, when things are perfect, but perfection never comes. Life keeps moving, and before we know it, we've run out of chances. If you're watching this, remember, the perfect time to start living is now. Not next year, not one day, but today. Take that trip, write that book, make that phone call dance in the rain, laugh more, spend time with the people you love. Because one day you won't have the chance anymore. This morning, a 71-year-old man passed away. He woke up like any other day, unaware that it would be his last. But his story is not unique. Every day thousands of people take their final breath. Some prepared, some not. Some with regrets. Some at peace. But the real question is, what about you? When your time comes and one day it will you be ready? Will you have lived fully? Will your family know your wishes? Will you have left behind something meaningful? Or will you have spent your years waiting, assuming there was always tomorrow? The truth is, life is unpredictable. But what we do today, right now, can change everything. So don't wait, love fiercely. Forgive quickly, live boldly. Because one day your story will end too. Make sure it's a story worth telling.